Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yemisi, and if you're seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, okay? For those that do not know, I'm an international student from Nigeria and I'm studying here in Canada. I make videos about, settling down into Canada and just basically bringing you guys on my journey. Okay, so I've gotten a lot of questions from people as to how I was able to settle into the Canadian culture, and at the point I could not really answer the questions because I'm like, I don't really know what to say yet, and I could not judge by a few days of just staying in. But right now I'm almost 2 months in this country, and I would say that I've gotten a lot of shocks. Okay, there are some things that are just very different from what I'm used to, and some of them you might already have heard from other people, okay, and some of them you might never have heard about them. But in this video I'm going to be sharing those tips, and trust me, no one can ever prepare you as much as you experiencing them, because I watched a lot of videos. Like, I really watched a lot of YouTube videos as at the time I wanted to come, but some of them were not spelled out, some of them I couldn't really imagine how much. But yeah, in this video I'll be answering all those things and letting you guys know about the shocks that Canada has given me, okay? So guys, if this is something that you're interested in, then you definitely want to keep on watching. So there are some obvious ones that I really don't want to talk about, like knowing that you pay monthly here, your accommodation, and also knowing that there's always lights. So those ones are like stating the obvious, so we're not going to be talking about them. But the first one on my list that shocked me is the fact that houses do not have gates. Like, they don't have something like a barricade or whatever we call it in Nigeria, but yet there's still top-notch security. You cannot just walk into anybody's building and just say you want to like steal anything. Like, the places are so free. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my videos where I kind of like bring you guys on the road, and there are no gates, nothing like that, but everybody still feels very secured. That one actually shocked me. Like, it shocked me. The second one on my list is that you cannot just visit anybody anytime. You know how in Nigeria we have the luxury of just showing up at people's doors, and you just believe, oh, the person must be at home, because in your mind you kind of know the person's schedule. Here you don't know anybody's schedule. In short, you have to make sure you even call again to be sure that the person is at home, because most of the time people might even be in their homes, but they just want you to respect their privacy, okay? So yeah, there's no luxury of that here. Another one that really shocked me, and kind of like I understand that I've watched videos where people say Canada can be very lonely, your neighbor, you might not know your neighbors, okay, but like, it's real. My neighbors, I've not even seen them before. And even when you bump into some of them, like, you guys don't really have that, hey, hi, and all of those things. Everybody's just, I'm your neighbor, so are you paying my rent? So everybody just goes on their own. Nobody really has that time to like start knocking and say, hey, I realized that you just moved in and blah, blah, blah. Nobody. You use Google Map to know your road yourself. You will Google to know maybe the stores around you. This place, you can be so lonely. Let me tell you how people try to socialize here. Either they join communities, or they kind of like search for online dating apps. So the dating apps is not necessarily dating like relationship, more like going on dates to meet people. That is what people use here to like build friendship. Like, you can be so lonely. Like, you can feel very, very lonely here, because this person is trying to hustle and look and go for different shift jobs. This other person is probably in school, and so many times your schedules are not the same. So yes, it can be very, very lonely here. So you want to like try to look for ways to like have fun, go to parks, I don't know, just something to make you happy and not feel lonely. Another one on my list is how people start work very early. Like, in Nigeria, most of us don't even know anything about starting a job until when you're done with your university, right? Because most jobs require so many qualifications. But right here, or in this place, as at 16 years old, you can start working. Like, it's even it's uncommon to see young people not working. A lot of people work, they just see it as a normal thing to do. Another tip I have for you is giving tips. You know how in Nigeria we feel like, tipping someone is like bribery or some sort, but like over here, tipping is legal. Like you can go into a store and then they'll ask you if you want to tip this person, or if you want to tip the person attending to you. Sometimes you can just order stuff online, and there's a space where you'll be asked if you want to tip the person that will be bringing your delivery to you. So it's very normal here. Like I don't know how to explain it. See, at the end of the day or at the end of every shift, they kind of like give out tips to like all the people, all the staff working at that particular time. It's very, very normal here. Also, I want to chip this one quickly, that people mind their business a lot here. So that's why when you're coming over here, you might not necessarily have someone to travel down with, but I would say that in a way, try to like build community, so that when you get an apartment here, you want to like live with someone that you can always trust on, because God forbid something happens to you in your room or in your house, nobody is going to come out. You are still the one that will struggle your way out to probably go for help, maybe medical help and all of that. So everybody minds their business here. I don't know how to emphasize on this. Like you can be hearing noises in your neighborhood and nobody will come out. So yeah, it can be so lonely, like I said, and people really, really do mind their business. Okay, another tip or another shock that I've experienced is that some of the words that we speak is not something they are familiar with. For instance, I went to a store one day. I went with someone that has been here for a while, and we were just, I went to meet the person to ask, oh, is your company recruiting? And the person was just like, wait, what? And I kept on emphasizing on the fact that it's your company recruiting. And at a point, I now looked at myself that, oh, am I not speaking good English? Until the person that went with me said, is your company hiring? And the person said, oh, yes, the company is hiring. I'm like, what is the difference between recruiting and hiring? But yeah, so some of the words that we use back in Nigeria, I don't know, maybe in some part of the world, they are kind of like different with them. And also in class, sometimes when you're talking, the lecturer or some of the students will be like, wait, what? I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, sorry, what did you mean? Because they're not, it's a good English word, but like they're not familiar with it. So yeah, that's another thing that shocked me when I got here. Another shock is the fact that you can see a Canadian or maybe someone that's been here for a very long time smile, and that smile will be like for some seconds, like, and if you are thinking that smile is going to last, and you're probably trying to do a big grin and like, what? You're gonna be looking useless or confused, because they just feel like just that's their own way of showing that okay, that kind of thing. And also sometimes when you speak to them, they don't really understand what you said, but they'll just smile, and that one kind of gets to me, because I'm like, why not just ask me what I said again? Because that's what I would do. But they'll just in the top of their head, they might just assume that, okay, this is what you meant, and you just smile, and that's just it to them. And it's quite shocking, because back in Nigeria, we are very inquisitive people. If you say this, I want to be sure that that's what you said. Okay, I don't want the situation whereby we are saying this, I'm thinking this, and at the end of the day, everything just goes blah 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 like that. So yeah, that's another shocking thing that you're going to experience when you come here. So another shocking thing that I have experienced is the fact that your boss at work can be an SSCE holder, like equivalent in Nigeria. Over here, they don't really go for masters the way we do, or go for BSc. Like I said, they start work at very young age, so it might just be a high school graduate that will just get a job immediately, and most likely do not want to further, because there's probably no reason to further at the time. And by the time they know it, they already have like 10 years experience with just that high school graduate. So over here, your degree does not really matter. It's more of your experience. Okay, so it's something that was very shocking. Like, okay, so a master's degree holder or a PhD holder can actually work under a high school graduate, and it just feels normal to them. So that's like another shocking thing. Also, this one is not quite shocking to me. I mean, I was told, I was kind of prepared for it, but like I was not prepared for it, if you get what I mean. The weather can be extremely cold, especially in this part of Canada that I'm in. It can be as cold as -50, I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos, and it can be so hot. Like right now we're in the summer period and it's so hot. Yesterday when I was going out, I went out with like a cardigan because I was thinking, oh, it's evening, it might be windy. It was like 32, 33 degrees, and it was so hot. So this part of the of Canada can be so hot and then can be extremely cold. So yes, be prepared for it, okay? Because it's real. Also, another thing that kind of shocked me, not really because I've watched videos, but like it really got to me, is the fact that all jobs are respected. Guys, even if you're a janitor, even if you are a security person, I don't know how to explain. Like, think of the worst jobs in Nigeria, like jobs that you look at and be like, oh no, I can't do this. People do it here, and not only that, people respect them for doing it. Like, people can just be packing rubbish on the road, maybe those people that just pack dirt and all of those things, but these jobs are highly respected. You cannot look down on anybody here. Like, all jobs are respected. Nobody's going to even look at you and say, oh, this person is doing this kind of job. No, every job here is very, very, very much respected, just as much as you respect a medical doctor or a banker, right? So yes, that was like another shock. Not so shocking, but then yeah, because I kind of like knew about it, but like it kind of touched me in a way like, okay, this is it, this is what we're talking about. Another shocking thing is that almost everyone has a car. Like, once you are, I think 16, you can start driving a car. So over here, like at that age, a lot of people are already driving cars. It's nothing to them. It's not, I'm not saying it's so shocking, but like in Nigeria, we know the percentage of the teenagers that drives car, right? But over here, you see them a lot because the bus system is good, but not all that good. I mean, nobody wants to be staying outside in the cold during winter, waiting for bus, because sometimes it can be delayed. It might not be exactly the time you saw when you left the house. So, you know, everyone just has a car. I mean, not everyone, but like almost everyone has a car, okay? The other one on my list, I'll also not say was very shocking, like, okay, was something I've heard, but like experiencing it just feels very different, is the fact that when I came, which is spring season and like / summer season, the weather can be as bright as 6 p.m, 5 p.m, when you're already around like 8:30 p.m. or like 9 p.m, and you still be thinking, oh, I mean, there's still time, but before you know it, when it's like 9 p.m, past 9, everywhere just gets dark immediately. And also as early as like 4:30, past 4, everywhere is so bright. And I also heard that in winter is the opposite. That means it gets really dark even around like 9 a.m, 10 a.m, and also gets dark as at like 4 p.m. You know, that's like the weather here. And it was just like, oh my god, what's happening? And I also know that some people also like commented in one of my videos when I mentioned that it was actually past 8 and it is this bright. So yeah, that was another thing that kind of shocked me. This next one on my list, I won't say it's so shocking, because I knew that Nigeria wanted to do something like that at some point, but we did not accept it. Is the fact that all prices are without tax. So like when you're seeing a clothes and you're seeing like $10 on it, best believe that they are going to still take tax on them as at the point of you paying for the clothes. So every of their goods, everything is tax free. So at the end of the day, you're still paying tax. So the amount you are seeing is without tax, okay? And I was like, okay. And because of it, I always like try to know what I buy. If it is not important where I'm buying it, we ain't buying it, okay? Calling people by first name, this one was not shocking to me, so I wouldn't put that as a culture shock. But yeah, people are addressed here by their first name. So for instance, I'm addressed Yemisi. So if you see someone that is old enough to be your great grandfather, you also address the person as person's name. But you can just, you know, try to like be respectful by saying Mr. or something, but like on a normal ground, nobody expects you to call them Mr. or anything, okay? And it was quite a shock at the beginning. Not really a shock, I mean, I knew that was how they do it. Of course, we watch American videos and all of those, so I already know, but like, you know, now being in that shoe kind of feel different. But yeah, that one's actually not a culture shock, but this one was a culture shock to me. Apparently, after every season, the government actually ensures that all the roads are cleaned up. So before spring / summer, the roads are cleaned up, which I experienced for like 2 or 3 days. And also when they are approaching another season, that is winter, the roads will be cleaned up. After winter, when you're approaching spring like that, approaching fall like that, the road is always clean. I'm talking about Canada here, most especially Saskatoon, right? So yes, it was quite shocking because I was seeing people on the road and I was like, what's happening here? And then someone just told me, oh yeah, the roads are actually always cleaned after every season. So I never expected it because I never experienced it in my home country. The last but not the least here, this one might not be shocking to some other people, but it was quite surprising to me, is the grading system. So in my school, I've never ever had a course where you give me like 8.1 over 10 or like 7.2 over 10. Do you understand? But like over here is like very normal to them, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? What I know is you either round it up and like put maybe 7.5, 8.5, you know, either it's a 0.5 or it's a round figure. But like here you get 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So guys, I've come to the end of this video, and I hope that you kind of like understand some of these things before you come. Like I said at the beginning of this video, no matter how much anyone tries to prepare you or any video tries to prepare you, it still cannot be like you experiencing them, because some of these things might be shocking to me, might not be to you. It might be some other things that are shocking to you that are not even shocking to me. So of course you're going to experience a lot. I've just been here for like over a month, and you know, these are just some of the things that I've experienced for now. Maybe we'll be doing like updated culture shock in the future, but for now these are like the things that actually shocked me. Yeah, I hope you also found this video useful. As always, please do not forget to subscribe, especially for the new family members that we have here, and also turn on the notification bell so that every time I post a video, you'll be part of the first set of people to be notified, my notification gang. And also like this video so that I know that you enjoyed it. Please like this video because it also helps my algorithm. Share this video to other people that are aspiring to come to Canada, and some other people that have just recently relocated that might find this video useful, because they would. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time, bye.